Hey guys, what's going on? Today we have a really cool video, the first type of video where we go and, talk to someone doing a certain build, which a lot of people have had questions on, and that is TruckBenny, who, streams on Twitch. So please go follow him. I think we plug him a bit in this whole video. The clips shown today are a bit of, I think, his stream when he was pushing 3100. I also have a pretty cool clip as well to show you guys, which is, I think, probably one of the biggest damn, what's it called? Condemn into Mortal Strike I've seen from him, which hopefully kind of gets you thinking about potentially running that crit verse build. So yeah, if you like these types of videos, let me know. I will definitely keep trying to make stuff like this. But anyway, let's jump into the video. Interested in this build for a while now, probably for a good reason. Definitely haven't seen anything like this in, can't remember how long, ages. So, thought I'd get the man himself on here to to answer the questions that people have.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, if you want to give yourself a bit of an introduction, what comps you play, sort of your rating experience, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, normally I go by the name Harold, but my warrior is TruckBenny, and I've been playing warrior since I actually started warrior in classic or in vanilla WoW, and I played it up to the Burning Crusade, but I took a break from warrior, and then I got back to warrior in season 4 in BFA.
Nice, nice.
So I played that. I played warrior in season 4 BFA, and I kind of liked it, and then I thought, why not carry it on to Shadowlands?
Yeah.
And me and my two good friends, Don Spute and Oleg, were playing the turbo comp with the disc priest.
Yeah.
And we actually played this comp in season 4 of BFA with me being kind of new on warrior,
Yeah.
and we're all having full-time jobs and all that stuff, so we didn't play it as much then. But
Yeah.
we played this disc turbo in BFA, and it was completely terrible. And we
Yeah.
barely broke. I think we got 2.6 rating or something with it, and that was super, super tryhard.
Yeah, yeah. I remember I
Uh,
played some Turbo last season too, and it was like, especially at the end of the season, you just first like cast a cleave and they just set up on you
mhm.
so easily.
If,
No.
like Fire Mage, that's Warlock, and you would just lose on mana every game,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. And then
Uh,
this season you just go Super Saiyan.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Um, but yeah, we mostly play this turbo comp at the moment. I haven't gotten to test more comps out, but I will do that for sure before the season ends.
Yeah, no, that's sick. That's sick. So I guess onto like the big question everyone has, what led you to consider the Critverse? Was there like a lot of other EU warriors playing it beforehand, or was this something you just like happened on by chance?
Well, I don't want to take full credit for this build at all. I think I actually saw Blizzo play it,
Yeah,
or I actually saw him in his. I think I saw him in his PVE gear on the armory, and
yeah,
then I thought, and then I saw all the PVE warriors went crit
yeah,
because that's supposed to be like it was supposed to do the most damage, and I like to do a lot of damage. So, but the real reason really would be the RNG of the vault.
yeah,
Every
yeah.
week I open the vault, and what do I see? A crit first piece.
Absolutely.
And after a few weeks, I would have like half of my gear would already be crit verse. And playing the comp that we play, the turbo cleave, it felt pretty good actually.
Yeah, yeah. You started to get big pump and and see those big numbers across there. Do you think there's
Yeah.
any like legendaries, conduits, like somebody wanted to play this build, they're playing maybe turbo as well. Do you think there's anything
Mhm.
they need for it to be like optimal?
I mean, there's a few pieces that you should have. Um, First of all, I started off the season as a Kirin warrior,
Yeah.
trying to go for this haste verse build, but I was just terrible with the spear. I would throw the spear down. The mage would like blink at the same time, and I would pull my hair out. And then I figured, nah, this is just not for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I needed something more zigzag in that sense, and going over, like transitioning over to Venthyr, I really liked it. I liked the damage it did, but I still had the unhinged legendary,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's still a really good legendary. But the major reason I don't like it is probably because you have to use Bladestorm as a damage cooldown.
yeah,
And with an enhancement shaman, I think everyone is aware of the off healing the enhancement shaman can do now.
yeah,
It's better to save the Bladestorm to get out of the route and intervene him, or
yeah. Prevent
Bladestorm
them from CCing you and
CC
stuff.
or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
yeah,
and you save my guy because most of the times our priest is struggling on healing because he's a disc priest healing a cleave.
yeah,
Um, but I would say the pre-requirements. I mean, obviously, you should try to get as much crit verse as possible, but you don't wanna lack on the verse. So, and I get this question a lot on the stream. What do I do? I have a lot of haste. Should I just go for lower pieces of crit gear, or what should I do? And I think it could be good to have a mix too. Like if you don't have to go full crit instantly, but you could like transition over to the crit build too.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and conduits. I mean, let me pull up my warrior here. I just need to have a look. I prefer the Naja build. I know you can play Draven too. I normally do that against Rogue Mage just for the defensive aspect of it. But for Naja, it's as another question I also get. Like you don't get as much rage, or a lot of people feel you don't get as much rage from the crit build, but getting this Thrill Seeker proc from Nadia, the 20% proc, feels really really good. So
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
I just go with Thrill Seeker with the Mortal Combo talent, so you can proc another Mortal Strike, which feels pretty good when it does. And then I use for overall pressure because you can't spam your buttons as much with the crit build. I
Yeah,
go Crash the
yeah.
Ram
Well,
just
that's
to
another question I have. Do you feel like what do you feel like you really lose by going the crit build over the haste build? Like, ignore pains, or is it a bit more clunky sometimes if you mess up a global?
It could be. I mean, the risk is you're getting kind of eager to press this condemn button, and you just want to see the big crits flash up, but you need to choose your moments, right? So if you always spam condemn on global, you're gonna be rage starved, and then you won't have any rage for your defensive abilities.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's like to go back to this pre-requirement thingy or question. Um, Playing like the different legendaries you can play, I get this question a lot too. Some people are saying, like, are you playing Orc Cephus, or what are you playing? Are you playing Unhinged, or are you playing the Executioner? And it depends. I haven't tried out the Cephus yet, but I started playing the Executioner with the crit build just randomly in one of our 3 sessions while we were pushing the ladder,
yeah.
and it just did really really well.
You just yeah, you get those
Um,
huge mortal strike crits on top of it as well. Just so much pressure.
yeah, so then I have 2 abilities that can kind
Yeah,
of
one shot people.
I used to
Yeah,
cut someone in half. It feels
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Um,
what are the comps like? Because you play turbo with priest, so you have,
mhm.
I guess, PI, bloodlust. Would you consider playing this type of comp in, like, I don't know, warrior SP or something, where you might not have the same type of the haste boosts and amps that you do with turbo, or do you think it's still good like anywhere?
I mean, first of all, playing Venthyr, you're more single target oriented if you compare it to Kyrian. Um, you can do insane amounts of single target as Kyrian as well. Like we fought Trille Bartom on his Kyrian warrior, and his single target pressure is really really good.
Yeah,
But it's more predictable, and I think that's um, the great thing about this build. It's very unpredictable. So sometimes you do a small, like you do this between 7 and 10k random condemn crits, and the guys, they're like, okay, we're chilling, and then you pop
Yeah,
your
yeah,
cooldowns and you do a 20k crit,
yeah.
and all of a sudden they use all of their cooldowns.
Yeah, you feel
And
like you don't know what the next one's gonna hit, so you press everything to live.
exactly, and like for me, having an enhancement shaman with his burst and the chain harvest, it's pretty it's pretty scary for a lot of opponents, because they could, like, if we hold our cooldowns, they know that any second now they could just get one shot, and that makes even a lot of experienced players to overlap
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
cooldowns.
Well, I feel like with the current meta of the game, if you know, well, even when I get hit really hard by an Ellie Shaman or something, I feel like I have to press every button just because I don't want to lose there. Holding something at 2k HP. So I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
imagine it's the same thing when you verse people. Um, and then I guess on that, I guess linked to the comps, I noticed like in Europe, there's a lot more turbo. I think there's just
Hmm.
generally more cleave. Because it seems like in A there's I don't know, I guess a lot more like Windwalker Mage, like Fire Mage comps, which you guys still
Hmm.
have. But do you think that might be like one of the reasons that it's big in EU and not really? I haven't seen many warriors at all play Fitverse yet on NA.
I mean, that's a good question. I'm not entirely sure of that answer. I guess maybe cleaves are popular in EU at the moment. I mean, I'm new in this in the high rated scene,
Yeah,
so I don't really know too much about what goes on there really. But I mean, I guess depending on what a lot of people play, the bracket looks very different.
yeah.
And we I mean, when we queue, we face a lot of, like, Fire Mage is super popular, and then you have Shadow Priest is pretty popular.
Absolutely,
Um,
yeah.
and I guess, like, or you could call it God Comp. I think it goes under the name of God Comp. And my Disc Turbo just happens to be like a great counter to God Comp.
Yeah, I guess you
So
have a lot
we
of
rarely
buttons to
lose
stop
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Even against like a really, really good God Comp, we rarely lose it because we just have enough pressure to out pressure them. And if we lose, it's because we played bad and they played better than us. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I think that's like why Turbo is so good now too, because Shadow Priest and Mage is really good.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, absolutely. So, yeah, because I was thinking like that too. It's one of the definitely way more interesting to have these two different builds played, but the fact that it's so like pretty popular in EU now, and
mhm.
so I guess underplayed on NA, it's like I wonder if there's a reason, or if we'll find out which one is going to be like best in the future. And I ultimately think it's
Yeah,
probably something to do with comps rather than playstyle, because it feels like you can make both playstyles work pretty well. Um,
yeah. I mean, it is a different play style. I was in Magnus' stream a few days back, and I mean, he's one of the best warriors there is, probably,
yeah,
at least in North America.
no, absolutely.
And to him, I mean, I see him play, and obviously he's a great warrior. He's a lot better than I am, because he's been good at warrior for so
3.3,
long, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I'm
just
just
insane player,
a
yeah,
newcomer. I'm just
yeah, yeah,
visiting, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
and like, I can see him do choices when he plays, when he's with his gear and his talents, and I'm like, okay, I don't agree, but we're not playing the same comps. So
yeah,
it's like the question, like the answer to a lot of questions is like, it depends, right? It depends on what you like, or like, for example, if you play War Banner, if you're terrible at using War Banner, uh, maybe it's not the greatest pick, right? Um, or if you're great with War Banner, it can just win the game. So and that, like, goes also for the comps you play. If you don't need CC breaks, then War Banner maybe is not the play. Um, like, another question I get a lot is, do you play Death Sentence a lot?
yeah,
Um, and like, towards or in what comps do you play Death Sentence, and what, depending on what you face and all of that. And it also depends, right? If I face like a low mobility target, like, let's say I face the God comp, and then you have the Shadow Priest. Maybe not anymore though, because I saw a Shadow Priest use the Grip Legendary on the tournament, so that's going to be annoying. But
Yeah.
let's say he's not using that that
Yeah.
legendary. I don't really need Death Sentence because I'm going to have full uptime anyways.
On the target,
Because
exactly.
yeah. But on the other hand, like against Rogue Mage Priest or RMP, I would love to have Death Sentence, but if I play it, I don't have the defensive tools to save my shaman in that specific comp. So it's like, okay, can I afford to sacrifice some mobility for the like utility or defensive play? Most of the time, yes, because like we're playing Disc Turbo, we're on a timer. If we don't win the game in 3 minutes, we lose. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't get too much out of living forever if you're like eventually your priest goes out of mana and there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
about it. Um, but yeah, no, that's interesting. I think similar thoughts to what I have as well. I think right now with the amount of different PvP talents and especially with the rally nerf, it kind of
Mm-hmm.
feels like you can almost pick whatever PvP talents you want as a warrior, just whatever your preference is and what your team likes. Because sometimes I'll play with healers who just love big rally, like they need it.
Mm-hmm.
They use that to rotate their cooldowns, and I always have to run that. And then you verse healers who don't care about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I think yeah. So for like anybody watching this, this is just an example of one build. I'm sure there's probably some like mastery crit build that'll happen or mastery verse build.
I'm
Sorry, that'll
sure
happen one
there
day,
is.
because there's just so much. I guess new things coming around with the expansion. A lot of the metas changed and shifted. So I guess final verdict. Obviously, you played Haste first, Crypt first. You know, do you see one of these becoming meta again? Like, do you think everyone's going to go, okay, Haste versus better, or do you see both of them like coexisting just based on comps?
I mean, I can see them coexist. I think probably Haste verse. I mean, it's like it's been working for so long,
Yeah,
like all or most of BFA, at least when I played Warrior, and also now, and also, I mean, gearing wise, it's a pretty safe choice because let's say Condemn gets nerfed,
you
or
can swap to Knife or you can swap to Kiri
yeah,
again. Yeah,
like I saw your video on the Necrolord buffs, for example.
yeah,
And that looks really promising. And for that build, I mean, who knows? Maybe Crit is better with the banner. Maybe Haste is better. We don't know, but hopefully, I mean, eventually you can get a full set of both, right? So you can
yeah,
just choose.
absolutely. Yeah,
But I think you can try both if you have the possibility to.
Conquest and the Vault Lock.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, and then you can like have a thought about, okay, what comp am I playing? How do we want to kill? Do we want to kill with raw pressure or do we want to kill with burst? If
yeah,
you want to kill with raw pressure, yeah, haste burst is the best one. If you want to like randomly one shot someone like my comp, it's just better to have this like the chance of getting 2 crits in a row, for example, and just win the game.
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
the final
absolutely.
verdict. I mean, I would say haste versus is the safer choice. If you want to have fun and see a lot of crit numbers, you go crit first.
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing like a PvP challenge where I'm going from 0 to 2400 completely on a fresh account, and I made that
Hmm.
Venthyr warrior Crit Verse warrior because I'm like, it'll be funny with LFG. I feel like with LFG maybe I can carry harder if I just randomly crit something for 30k.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, I know a lot of people are making second and third warriors as well now. It's just like because there's so much stuff people want to try. So, maybe this is a
Hmm.
consideration. I feel like it's a lot easier to go crit verse if you haven't already bought like half your haste gear. If
Yeah,
you go from
exactly.
zero conquest, it's like it just falls into line. But awesome. That's excellent. I've got your stream up here on the video, but
Hmm.
do you have like a YouTube or any other platforms yet for people to sort of follow you and watch your games?
Not yet. I might get a YouTube channel going, but I mean, like we all know, there's a lot of great warrior YouTube channels, and I don't really have the time studying full time to also do YouTube. I think so. For
Yeah.
now, I'm just gonna stick with the Twitch and enjoy that.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Well, cool. I've got your Twitch linked. Everybody check out his Twitch. It's really cool what he's doing, and I think there's, to be honest, like there's not as that many like warrior streamers out there. Like I always try and look for some to
Hmm.
host and stuff, and yeah, it's sometimes difficult, especially off peak. So yeah, go check out our
Yeah,
stream, give it a follow. Really good content, and it's been a pleasure talking. Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed that little interview kind of mix. If you are interested in this more and generally kind of want everyone to go support, other warriors streaming, go check out TruckBenny. If you know of any other warriors doing interesting things on the ladder that you think a similar format like that might work, or just anyone in general, link in below, comment it. Appreciate everybody who kind of put me to TruckBenny and plugged him on my stream, because yeah, that's the easiest way for me to find this stuff. Appreciate you all. Take it easy. Peace.